Hi, Gary. Greetings from an acceptable
Hi,
social
Leo.
distance. How are things over there?
I think this is, yeah, they're good, thanks. Yeah, they're good.
Good.
Um, and it's not a bad day for markets. Um, and I think, this is our first day of shutdown under the new regime. I think everyone, you know, modern technology, you're pretty hooked in. It's business as usual, as Jamie was saying. And yeah, everything's good. It's a nice day, sun's out. So it's okay, thanks.
Excellent, excellent. So, obviously, people are having to accustom themselves to quite a radical way of life for certainly the foreseeable future. How are the markets responding to that? How have they been over the course of the last week or so? How are they looking today? Might there be any signs of how they might look tomorrow now the Prime Minister's bashed his fist, so to speak, and we're clear how we're moving forward?
Well, the market response to the shutdown of the UK economy if you look at the FTSE and the 250 today, UK markets are up. So as we're speaking, the FTSE's up about 5%. Now one swallow doesn't make a summer. So that doesn't mean that we're suddenly through the worst. In fact, that's the last indication I try and give to anybody in these interviews. But it does show that the market is very jumpy and lurches both ways. But for the past few days, the FTSE sort of seems to keep revolving around 5,000. It's above that at the moment. And at least that's not the precipitous types of drops that we were seeing just 2 weeks ago. So in a bizarre sort of way, volatile as the market may be, there is a little bit more stability there than there was a couple of weeks ago. And I think that's because the decision to hard close the UK economy for the next few weeks to prevent the spread of COVID-19 gives financial markets a bit of certainty as to what the end, when the end may be and what it may look like. So the short-term response, as far as financial markets are concerned, to what the government's done is very, very positive.
Excellent. Have we invested in any supermarkets?
We were holding Morrison's going in. Supermarkets have been beautifully defensive. And it's incredible how the economy responds. So supermarkets are now trying to take on a lot of people that have been laid off in the restaurant industries because with people not going and eating out, they're buying more food from supermarkets. And so there is a sudden movement within the workforce where it shifts around a bit depending on need. So the good old economy still works in its own way, despite even when you're in the midst of a major pandemic like COVID-19.
Sure, thanks. So, what about strategies? We spoke about whether there are any bargains last week. Are there still any of those? Your strategies changing? How's the next week look?
No, the strategy is not changing too much, really. I think you. I know from previous periods of severe market uncertainty that the key thing you do is work through, and you keep your head and you make your decisions on asset values. And if you can find something that's worth buying, you buy it. And we are still holding a lot of cash in portfolios. And so we are looking, and we're doing a lot of work on stocks because there seems to us to be some really, really cheap companies out there at the moment. But you don't want to buy a company that's cheap for a reason. What you could call catching a falling knife.
Sure.
You need the businesses that, with a bit of government help or whatever, can come through and thrive when we get the other side of COVID-19. So that's what a lot of the team are doing at the moment, doing quite severe credit checks on businesses we're looking at. And then we look at not just individual companies, but asset classes across the board, so that we're trying to say, right, which markets look to be better, where can we, if we're increasing exposure, where will we do it? Because we are set that our job should be to increase exposure through this down period. But we obviously want to do it sensibly and not suddenly go fully invested only to find there's another massive lurch now.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think that gives us a little insight enough into things as they are at the moment. And with that, I'll clock off and get this all processed so that we can fire it out to clients.
Thanks, Theo.
Thanks a lot, Gary. See you again soon. You take care.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.